My name's Neil Taylor, and I've been playing guitar for quite a few years now. I've done quite a few sessions in my life and working with CHR on many albums actually. I grew up in Bristol and I started playing guitar when I was 13. All I wanted to do was music. It just kind of rubbed off on me. And then when I got my first guitar, that's when I really started getting into it. The 60s bands really, like the Beatles, obviously, Rolling Stones, you know, and I always loved rock. I loved Mike Bolan and T-Rex, but that's how it all started. I got a gig with this band in Bath called by the name of Neon, who actually went on to become Naked Eyes, where they had a big hit with Always Something There to Remind Me. And the guy that was playing bass was a guy called Kurt Smith. This was before Tears for Fears. About a year and a half later, Top of the Pops came on, and I was watching it, and these two guys came on, and I thought, I know them. And it was Kurt Smith and Roland Orzabal. And they were doing Mad World. And I thought, oh, I wish I would have stayed with this band, because maybe I would have been part of that. A few months later, after that, I bumped into Kurt Smith at a party and said, we've been looking for you. The first thing I ever did, a proper session I ever did, was the solo on Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I did 2 tapes, and that took about 10, 20 minutes or whatever by the time I got there and they talked to me and stuff. And then the next thing, I did the solo on a song called Broken. And then, yeah, Sowing the Seeds of Love was, I mean, I spent a lot of time doing the album, like doing the sessions for the Bad Man song and Woman in Chains. And then, of course, I went on tour with them in 1990 and for almost a year, all over the world, which was amazing. The last show I ever did with them was at Nebworth, but that was an amazing experience. I'd never played in front of that many people. Tina Turner, I played guitar on Stevie Windows, and I worked with the producer Dan Hartman, and he called me up and said, can you come to London tomorrow to do a session? And I said, yeah, sure. I walked in with my amp and my guitar, and the first person I bumped into was Tina Turner. I kind of came up with this kind of driving guitar part. That was great, and she made me feel really at ease. Morrissey, I worked with Morrissey on the last of the famous international Playboys. I also worked with Robbie Williams. I was in his band for 10 years. We were in Los Angeles recording, and then I was asked to join his band. And I mean, I was there for 10 years, and that was an amazing time. Again, we did Nebworth for 3 nights. We played San Siro Stadium in Italy, and many big places. So that was an amazing time for me. 10 years of that was brilliant. You know, I really felt as though I'd actually got to where I wanted to be. Dark Matter was started in Canada. I had my little setup with me, and we had about 3 days off in a place called Casino Rama in Ontario. And when I came back, we reamped the guitars, and I just ended up like finishing it off and bringing it over to Chris, and he polished it up, and away it went. I just wanted a kind of a dark vibe to it, which I think it really has. Chris and I joked about it should be actual intelligence. It's the creative process is the reason I'm in music. It's all to do with like real playing and quality of music. I kind of found a sound, my own niche. I found a sound that I just, you know, it was me. And it's just what keeps me going. Chapel of Rock has enabled me to like just create as much as I can. And that for me is the whole thing about music, is being creative.